Right, 2148 question mark. Good luck. That means it's a provisional rating. Well, let's play the carol. Oh, it's a brand new account. Only 47 hours ago and already this rating. I don't think we're going to be able to compete with this game. But let's just find out, shall we? A rating like this, only 2 days old. It's going to be very, very challenging to try and compete here. Let's just get this one over with and we'll move on to another game for today's game. Okay, what do we want to do? Anything, nothing. Let's just drop back. Okay, players knight up. I'm going to just develop the bishop and hit the knight. Okay, I'm just going to take there. I'm just going to castle. Okay, let's push the pawn. If we can get pawn forward, it might clamp the bishop down. I guess you could maybe try and come here, but it looks risky. But you can probably force a trade. Well, I guess I've got knight across here, so he deals with that, of course. Of course. Let's take here. I guess the queen will take. Obviously, if you go knight takes, we just take a pawn, or we can jump here and hit the bishop. Unless he's got something better in mind, he has indeed. There's not much we can do this game, like I say, so we'll just get this game over and done with. Okay. So knight up is a move. I can play knight across and try and guard the pawn, but I'm not sure I should. I don't think I should. Let's just play knight up. I expect a move like queen coming across and bishop down, that sort of idea. That's what we would expect. Although knight queen there right now, maybe we could take. Maybe. Yeah, they shouldn't let these new accounts play in the arena tournaments, but that's up to the platform, and 10 games is not enough. Not enough on a brand new account. Oh, he's going for the queen takes. Okay. So can we actually just grab a pawn here? Takes, rook across. There's also check. Takes. Let's just go for that and get the queen off the board. Again, takes, we can try and pin, but there is a check there as well. And there's also obviously pawn to support, so we wouldn't be necessarily winning a piece, but goes back as expected. I think I'll just play knight forward then, and knight back or bishop back, something like that. It's very unlikely our opponent is brand new to lichess and their first account. It's very unlikely. Really big problem with new accounts with high ratings right now. And not just on lichess, on chess.com as well. Really bad problem. Okay, let's just develop. Obviously, we're down a pawn, 6 against 5, and that's the game's already largely settled, I would expect, but let's see. So, I guess we can take the bishop. What can we do then? Anything, nothing. I think I'm just going to develop the rook there. It does leave the pawn a bit vulnerable, but it's a development move. So if takes, knight takes, we can try and come this way. If we could get rid of these pawns, 4 on 3 could be a technical, theoretical draw with correct play. Now, correct play is hard to do, of course, but it could be. But it's likely to be a little bit difficult here. Let's just take. Okay, let's play. Actually, let's bring the knight across and hit the bishop. If we could double the pawns up, that would be potentially better for us. It could be a problem because it opens up the file for the rook. But yeah, anyone equally with a provisional rating shouldn't be allowed in the arena tournaments. It's not obviously a current accurate established rating. So I can go here, you're just going to push forward and the game's finished, isn't it? The game is kaput. Kaput, kaput. Knight back doesn't do anything. Let's just play right across then. I mean, knight down threatening a check is an obvious potential, so that's exactly what we get. I can't really go here, so we need to move the rook. I guess we've only really got one square then, so we'll go here. Hit the knight doesn't really do anything, it just opens up the scope for the bishop. So, actually maybe I've got knight back here. Let's come back and attack the bishop as well as blockading the pawn. I want to do this and kick the knight. I don't want the knight staying there. After check here, actually it might be all right. Let's do it. We can't leave the knight there, threatening this. But if you go back here, we can take and double the pawns. If we could create a double of the pawns, it might give us half a chance, but it could equally open the file for our opponent. Oh, take. That's even better, isn't it? That's a real nice move our opponent has found there. That's a nice move, isn't it? Take. And we're not going to win that pawn in a hurry, are we? Although I guess we could go here. Take. They rook across, ultra defensive. We're threatening f5. Knight takes, bishop takes now is not a move, not a thing. Let's just take then, why not? Let's just come across and hope we can play a move like f5 for f4. I doubt it. I mean, I guess you can push this way as well. You can pretty much chuck these pawns to protect this 6th rank one. Yeah, that's exactly what our opponent does. Let's go here. There is this, but I've got this. So we're threatening to play f4. Rook has gone across. Oh, is the bishop trapped? Is a bishop? I don't get his bishop trapped. How has he been careless enough to do that? He needs to win a pawn for the piece and then mess our structure up. So maybe here up takes a nice takes, and then this one will fall as well. So he's pushed forward, just letting us take the bishop. And we're threatening to take with a check. We might be somehow actually in this now. So if he takes here, we can take either with a check. He has done. He's let us do that. What the heck? So does it matter which pawn we take? It might do. I'm not sure. I'm going to take the outer pawn. Now, if I take here, takes, you can push on in your queen. So we have to take this pawn. It might not be possible to still win this because of this. We're probably still lost. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? We're probably still lost. I'm going to go here and attack this pawn and hope I can bring my king across to support these. If that pawn gets down the board and they get connected, then the extra piece is meaningless, doesn't mean anything. It's 4 against 2, isn't it? So it's actually still very balanced. Still balanced. Balanced indeed. Okay, let's bring the king up. But there's no way to easily actually coordinate my pieces to attack either of them. So it's still probably better for white, this, probably. But the knight could get tricky, say the king gets here and you jump, something like this. King up. Okay, he's headed that. Has he headed that off? Well, he's wanting to go here. So he's headed this off. So I don't see how I easily attack this pawn. Knight here, king up. See, knight here creates a threat. I can see that, but I'm just going to chuck a pawn. I can see that, but it just puts the king where the king wants to actually go, and the king goes there anywhere. Okay, let's chuck this pawn forward as well and try and fix this down. But yeah, once this pawn gets here and protected as well, If they get connected down the board, then we're just doomed, aren't we? We're doomed. Okay, now I can go here, and if you come down, we can check. I think I need to step forward here then, just to stop the king from zigzagging in. We're threatening a check, but we're threatening to get an outside pawn of our own. I've got to keep this blockaded and this stop coming down. So do I risk this? But then I think it's easy for white to stop it. It feels it, doesn't it? Okay, the king has marched forward in any event, so not the slightest bit concerned about this. So here, and you go here. But I could go check here, check. And you have to go back. Okay, well there's no reason not to check, is there? Let's just throw a check in, because forward we can just check here. So it goes back. Oh boy, I really want to push and create this outside pawn. I'm going to do it, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to try and create my own outside pawn. Wait, that's a check. So that's a check and we can get this rook off and we can just push here. So check, you're going to move either way or back. Can we get away with this? And if you take us here, we take here. It depends what square the king's on, but it's got to be right to check. We can always run away if we need to. It's whether I can win this pawn. I want the king there, but he goes on the other square, of course. But I can take, king takes, and king here now, and we should win this one. That's got to be right. There's no knight check. My knight guards this, so if you check, I can take. But you've got this and you'll win our other final pawn, but I can just push now. Can I get away with a pawn push here? I can go here or here. I'm going to risk it and go for it. My knight guards this, king here. If we check and take here, you've got to move to get back. And if I risk this, ooh, what the heck? Take, take, check, and if you check, I block with a check. That's just a pawn. I think my opponent's gone wrong. Because if you check to deflect the king, we can actually block and counter check and then collect, I think. Okay. So I can take here, right, and it's the same thing. I can just get the knight back now, or the knight back now. But I can take... It might just still be a draw. If I lose my pawn, the rooks are off, it's a draw. But you can't take the knight. So here, takes, takes. You can't take the knight because I queen. So here is a move, and if you check, I can just block. If you attack the knight, I don't see it, so I'm going to grab the pawn. Now there's only one pawn there. So takes, takes, and our pawn, it might not be queenable, but you can never take the knight because you can never then stop the pawn. So that's what opponents played there for. But I could go here, or I can drop the knight back. I can drop the knight back here and stop this. I can go here as well, threaten a discovered check. I think it's just a draw at best, isn't it? I think it is. Knight here stops rook across, but it doesn't stop the king across. Now, I've got rook here. And again, check, I go here. But I can go here, threatening a discovered check. I don't see it. I don't see what to do. I'm going to go here. Because check I can drop back with a check, but a pawn could still be lost. Oh, and I've blundered it. I don't believe it. Ah, but you can still not take because I just take. You still can't take the knight. I take the rook. And if you take, I still queen. So he still can't take my knight. That was a nice move. I didn't see that move though. But we might be able to salvage a draw from what seemed like a difficult game. Is it possible to get this down the board? Can we actually sack the knight there? Rook here, take here. And are you able to get back? So he's gone there. If I push here, there isn't king here. So if I push there, you've only got rook here, right? And then have I got any tricky move? I don't see it. But here, you can't go there because we queen. So here, that's the only move I can see. And then I've got a knight with a check. But then you can go next to the pawn. So here, here, across. You have to play rook in the corner, I would think. It just doesn't work for me, does it? I really want to push. I'm going to do it. I'm going to push the pawn. I think you have to go back. Wait, a pawn has resigned. Why has he not played rook back to go across? He's resigned. Yeah, minus 43. They should not be allowing these accounts in the arenas. Okay, let's just see what it was in engine speak. I'm still not happy that I got this pairing. Shouldn't happen in an arena. 48 moves. They're the move times for both players. Let's analyze it. The Caro-Kann defense, hillbilly attack. This is somebody who could end up rating significantly above this, significantly above that level, to the point that it's not really their rating level, but time will tell, time will tell. So what's the eval in the end? We're 4.3 better, but we've been better here as well. So in the final position, we want to see what the actual move was. I thought rook back, and you might be defending it. I think my opponent could have just played on and tried to flag us. So it's level on move 27, and it's changed here when the bishop has got trapped. This is somebody who knows what they're doing. This is a strong player. You can see just from playing the game. This is somebody who's a very good player. Very, very good. Yeah, so it's basically level at the opening. A bit better to white as we thought. And it's changed on move 27. With the pawn push getting the bishop trapped, and that's basically all it was. But in the end, it was still, we still need to see how we convert it. 92 and 86 on the accuracy. See, all through the opening, not a lot being flagged from either of us. Not a lot from either of us, so... Oh, I'm supposed to actually just take this pawn there and not fear for this diagonal at all. You're just trying to close down the diagonal for this bishop. So, like, ultra cautious. And I should have played c5 there instead of developing my bishop. I was obviously trying to get ready to castle, but c5, and then I guess you can just push a pawn. The bishop's not going to actually get trapped, but there's always something to learn from your own games when you do this. There's always something to learn. So sacking the pawn, the queen trade was good, so we found a good plan there. It was good to develop the rook here and take the bishop. Rook up was good as well, knight back was good. So this is all good from our opponent as well, though. It's all good from our opponent as well. Then here with f5, they just somehow missed the concept that the bishop is getting trapped. Just missed the concept. So bishop e5 was the engine's preferred move, but I think you can just push a pawn, probably f3. Probably f3 if you wanted to, because obviously you want to still guard your pawn, but bishop here does guard the pawn. There's nowhere to really kick it. So with bishop to e5, what was the eval before? It's just level, so bishop e5 and it's still level. And then we've just got a bit of luck here, and we've won an extra pawn. Again, our opponent could have just taken back here, so we got the extra pawn there. And it's taken here, here, so it's now 4 against 2, so it's still difficult, but it's 3.4 better for us with correct play. But if that does this and this, then it's a completely different story. So I needed to play rook forward here. I pushed the pawns a bit prematurely. I needed to play rook up. But pawn there was good. Rook check and takes was good. And there I could have just pushed the pawn immediately, and the king's further away. Okay, there's still this. That's what I was expecting at the end of the game. We'll take a look at what the line was. So that was a blunder by me. It's actually my only blunder of the game. I should have gone here instead of bringing the king across to challenge for this. But obviously I was really concerned about this. So h3, king to e3, and then rook a7, just come straight behind it and don't worry about this. That was the right plan. h3, king across. Oh, the rook goes the other way. Rook this way to a7 instead of coming here. The rook goes back, then we support it. Rook across to get behind to threaten to push here. And we just ignore it and go to a4. What do we do that for? This is the computer being a computer. That's a little bit beyond me. Why are we allowing this? I mean, I guess the knight covers the square. Maybe it's just that. The knight covers the square. The rook comes forward. Then we go here. Yeah, this is a computer being a computer. This is a bit stronger than me. That engine is rather good, isn't it? That's not a line that I saw at all. So I played king in and blundered. Opponent blundered back. Should have taken the pawn, but blundered back there. And now h3. We've won that extra pawn, so it's now only 2-1. King f3 inaccuracy. Rook to b5 check was the move. And I was just planning on playing knight back to block the check, give a check. It would run the risk of c4 though. But that was the correct move. Rook to b5, knight to d5. That's what I was looking at. That was the correct move. Say king across. If I go here, can you get away with this? Do we just ignore it? Maybe. Yeah, and I thought I blundered the knight here because I realised I can't go here. You just take. So I had to step aside. Then takes. You still can't stop our pawn. Then in this final position, opponent's resigned. It's 4.3 for us. I was expecting rook back and try to come behind. Engine is saying throw a check in first with c4 or... What's it saying? Oh, it has changed its evil actually. Rook a1, yeah. Give it a bit of time to think, and rook a1 is the best move. That's what I was expecting. And you can see it's chopping and changing. It's when this green bar's here, it's still thinking. So king to e5 and rook to h6 are both equal. So if we go there, we protect our knight. But then, wait, it's changing. I'm not leaving it going long enough to think there. You can see it wants to check here or check here. Now it's updating, yeah. Takes a while to do this. Take as long as you need in your own games. Just take as long as you need in your own games. But apparently it is winning for us. +8 in this position. Rook h1. Rook h6. Yeah, it is just +9. There's a win there somewhere. Somewhere there's a win here. c3, king to f5. I'm having to wait too long for this to update, but there is a win for us. There's a forced checkmate now apparently there, so I'll just end it there. But yeah, we've somehow managed to get a win, but you can see our opponent's a strong player. That rating is going to climb quite a bit above that, I think. So a good game, well played.